Hello, how y'all doing? Trust everybody's doing great. Cause I am, thank God. Yeah, wow. It's so good to be here. Always a pleasure to be here. Yeah. Without stalling for more time, today I'm gonna be talking on a very important slash sensitive matter. Yes, which is very pivotal in human relations, maintaining healthy mental lifestyle, and overall positive life outlooks and perception. Okay, so oftentimes you hear people talk about, oh, baggage. What comes to mind? Yes, what comes to mind? For some, they might think it's yeah, just someone's physical personal belongings and for others they might think baggage. What are they talking about? The truth is, as long as we are alive and we are living, we've all got one baggage or another. Now I'm not talking about the physical baggage, say you're traveling, your bags, your luggages and all those stuff. No, not just your personal physical belongings. So it transcends beyond the physical properties we have or the things we carry around. I'm looking for one compound word for it. It really is not just only about that. Now we are talking about from the inside, right? And then this life baggage, like I tried to explain earlier, is it could be emotional, it could be psychological, and sometimes, dare I say, spiritual burdens that an individual carries as a result of their life's experiences, choices, past traumas, and over time, these burdens they accumulate, and if left unaddressed or unattended to, they might have a significant impact on one's mental health. Yeah, I know. And not just mental health, relationships, and overall well-being and life's outlook or perception. Remember that life's baggage, it's not just emotional, but could also touch on life events, sometimes unmet needs, unresolved conflicts, and guilt, fear, shame, like name it. And sometimes the spiritual, which disconnects or shapes how individuals view themselves from inward. Okay, and just like I said again, there are so many factors, like I can't even begin to mention them. In a nutshell, in a simple term, whatever broke you, maybe broke your heart, disappointments, failure, whatever that really changed or shifted your sense of reasoning, your well being, whatever unforeseen, unfavorable events that really happened to you, grief is also one of them. If you don't properly heal from them, over time, it becomes your life baggage. And today, I really want us to be looking into the effects. What effects could this life baggage have on you? Like, For some, they've carried it on for a very long time. For some, there is this war within them. Maybe something that happened that they couldn't recover from emotionally. So many of them. And then it's becoming like a dead weight that keeps weighing them down, that won't let them, see life in a positive light. There's always something. It's so hard for them to feel fulfilled, feel happy, feel, you know what I mean? Sometimes in in relationship, some people could say, you know what, I can't do this anymore because you've got way, way, way so much baggages that I can't even help. You really need help. I think I've heard that. I've heard people say that, you know, behind the facade of, looking good on the clothes, makeup, lots of people are walking around with life's baggage that, they can't even begin to imagine. Some people know this, but some people, they just still live in denial. And the truth is, for you to be able to begin to get the solution you need to look at whatever issue or challenge or life baggage you are experiencing, or you might think there is, that lies within. You really need to look at it, iron, and look for solutions. You know what I mean? You can't keep ignoring it, living in denial, and then you notice the same patterns. That is how patterns are created. That is how things begin to, over time, it becomes who you are, and you just keep noticing the same patterns, but you can't even trace where it's coming from. Those are life baggages, and today we're going to be looking at the effects. But before that, hey, have you joined our quintessential clan community yet? If you've not, you're really, really missing a lot, because now, depending on your level in the community, you would be able to have either a tailored one-on-one session, or be the first to be notified when there's a video on mental health, on motivational sessions, on lots of them. So whatever we post, you get to see it first. The community is growing, and hey, thanks to you make that happen. So get more access, okay? That way you become a VIP, okay? So if you've not yet subscribed to be a community member, just click on the join button. And hey, if you're coming across this video, you've not subscribed, you are missing a lot, because I tell you, this is the place to be, okay? And then kindly feel free to comment, feel free to like, to share. That's how it gets more visibility, and lots of people begin to see this. Remember, I keep saying it, this channel is not just for, sorry to say it's not just for anybody and everybody. It only takes people who can relate to the things we talk about here to begin to appreciate. But I tell you, this is a safe, sane, positive space, okay? It's kids friendly, it's family friendly, okay? We are here to help you, motivate you, elevate you, encourage you, even empower you to live out your full potentials, relationship wise, mental health wise, spiritually, physically, morally, and otherwise. So I tell you, this is a place to be, okay? Thank you so much. So back to the video of today. which is life baggages. Life baggages. I take the liberty to go in depth in these topics because you cannot have a new reality with an old mentality. Hmm, jot that down. What you don't know, you can't change. You really need to know before you can effect a change. And that is why I take the liberty to bring these things and, talk about it. If you have further questions, yes, the sessions are there. You can book you a session and we could go further, okay? And that it will now become a one-on-one tailored session made for you, okay? So now we've talked about life's baggages. Obviously, it transcends beyond the physical baggage. We're not talking about those that like to hoard or acquire a lot of, like, collectors, excuse me, yeah, or acquire a lot of things. No, we're talking about inwardly. A lot goes on in the inside than the outside. A lot goes on, I tell you. What goes out, what happens physically is as a result of what have already taken place inwardly. So we're going to be talking about the effects of this life's baggages on individuals. It could be emotional, remember, it could be psychological, it could be spiritual. All this could make or mar your mental health. Okay, and now we're going to be looking at the psychological effects of this life's baggages. So carrying a psychological baggage can lead to an overreactive stress response. This is a situation whereby an individual could be hyper vigilant, like, oof, they are constantly in a state of fight or flight. You know, those oversensitive people, you could trace it back to psychological effect of life baggage, and that could cause chronic stress or anxiety. And then that unresolved trauma, fear, or pressure from past experiences has really caused ongoing anxiety that might not even be obvious, especially in the moment. For example, we have an adage back home that says, water doesn't get sucked in when it rains. You know what I mean? The rain pours, but it doesn't get right soaked into the soil when it pours. So immediately it has happened, or whatever that has caused you that guilt, that fear, that trauma, you might not feel it then. But I tell you, if you don't resolve it over time, it's gonna wreak a lot of havoc emotionally or psychologically that you can't even, in ways you can't even begin to imagine. And then there is also the depression or low mood. You know, life's baggages often manifests in, say, persistence, moments of sadness. Notice sometimes some people, they just I don't know, we call it, should I say, their low periods or their blackout moments. Like there's this occasional persistence, feelings of sadness, hopelessness, and despair, past failures, disappointments, or emotional pain, which can create a sense of living a negative feedback loop. What does that mean? Like, over time, like, you just notice this person, they are off from their cheery self, they are always feeling down. There are just moments where you can't even trace it, but this person is not their cheery happy self. You can't even begin to imagine what happened to them or what must have caused that. But I tell you, because this has built over time, this unresolved trauma or whatever it is have built over time, that it now loops into their life. You know what I mean? There's this constant seasons of sadness, hopelessness, despair, and you know, and then it often makes it hard for them to find their purpose in life. I know, because there is a lot of war raging in their mind. There is a lot going on that meets the eye. They might remember, they might look okay, they might look normal, like have the best makeup, have the best job, and all those stuff. But then again, there's this sense of inadequacy. There's this sense of I'm not enough. I don't, there's this moment like you can't tell it. You can't tell it. And then another one too is the low self-esteem or self-worth. Like I see this often, like sometimes I get so forward, permit me to use that word, that if I'm talking with you and I hear you being so unkind to yourself, maybe saying I'm so dumb, like I don't deserve this. I said it. I said, like, I know nothing good happens to me, so why? Like I get that a lot in my line of work. I'm like, even with kids, like it's so bad that kids begin to second guess themselves. Maybe they've learned that from people of figure, or people of influence in their life, say their parents, or I don't know, but you notice them beginning to have that psychological baggage that often includes internalization of negative messages about themselves. I am not good enough, I am not worthy, I don't deserve happiness. Forget it. Some people don't. This is just how it is what it is, and I have to settle for it and stop chasing it. Like at this point I've given up. Like happiness is not for me. And I tell you, it leads to chronic self-doubt, poor self-esteem, and diminished sense of worth. Like I'm so passionate about, sometimes when I preach self-love, not everybody understands. I'm not like buttressing it on the basis of selfishness. No. Ever since I came to understand that you cannot give what you don't have and you can fill from an empty vessel, then I learned to value myself more, my space, my boundaries, how I treat myself, what I eat, my like that self-consciousness and self-awareness comes, and that's the only way you can be able to replicate that in another person's life. Okay? So this psychological effects of life baggages could bestow low self-esteem and low self-worth. Another thing too is negative thinking patterns, like the patterns of ah pervasive negative thoughts. Like it just consumes them, it sweeps in, and they are always feeling or believing or having that intuition that something bad is about to happen. Like if you don't know better, you would say they are the naysayers, you would term them the messengers of doom, because that is the way most times the brain is trying to send signals for them to stay safe. Like they have to be in constant fight or flight mode. You know what I mean? Like there's always a cognitive distortions. They have a lot of catastrophizing, there's black and white thinking, or filtering out positive experiences. They are always like, they do well in detective jobs, like they are always trying to try to look for the negative things, like not as if they don't like the positives, but there's always this what if, in case, and this makes it difficult for them to embrace life with optimism. If you have people like this around and stuff, just know that it could be you as well without even you noticing it. Maybe this could be something people are complaining about. Take time and look inward. And only then can you begin, only when you notice a need can you be able to feel it or walk towards it. And then there is also relationship difficulties. People who have life baggages, is so hard for them to be in a good relationship. Remember, we said life baggages affects your human relations. It affects your mental health. It affects your emotional well-being. That's life baggages for you. And then it's so hard for you to nurture a relationship. Why? Because there is an unresolved emotional pain, which is why I am always talking on heal before you deal. Take time to watch that video. Maybe I would leave it in the description as well. Heal before you deal. I totally understand there's the need for you to be in company of people, As a matter of fact, forget what the movies say or what they do. You never bounce back from a bad relationship by entering another relationship so fast. Most people say, "Oh, I'm gonna grab a rebound. It's gonna be my bounce back." You forget a problem with let me just get myself busy and all that. No, that doesn't work that way, because you've not taken time to mourn the unfavorable relationship or situation or life's turnout. You have not healed. So guess what? You're going to carry over that unresolved trauma or emotional pain to the next relationship. And guess what? Before you know what happened, it hits rock bottom. And then you're like, you know what? This relationship thing is not for me. No, there's an underlying factor. Dig in deep. Okay? And then it could also manifest with fear of intimacy, just like I said, poor communication and unhealthy attachment styles. They are so anxious, or sometimes they could be avoidant. You notice them, you're in a relationship, but it's like you're single, like they are not present, like they are in a world of their own. That, my friend, is an emotional baggage which have to be dealt with. Okay? And then these patterns repeat in romantic or familial, even professional relationships. Excuse me. Even professional relationships. Okay? You notice they hardly stay in one relationship. You could hardly keep a job. There is a underlying challenge. There's an underlying factor which you need to trace. And then difficulty making decisions. It's so hard to make decisions, I tell you. Like, oof, psychological baggage could lead to indecisiveness. I'm so sorry, but that used to be my turn off. Because I'm this person that I'm not trying to blow my trumpet or, paint me all white and others black. No. Just like I'm wearing white and black, right? I noticed, off topic though, I noticed but some of my clothes now are white and black. I don't know what that means, but I don't know, recently falling for white and black. I hope it's for the better, but I don't know. I'm loving it. I used to be a fascinator of colors and stuff, but now I'm just sticking to simple colors. I guess it's age or whatever. I don't know. Or maturity. I don't know, but that's good. I like it. So, back to what we were saying. It's so hard for this person to make a decision. When someone has experienced trauma or failure in the past, they might fear making decisions that could lead to further pain. They dilly-dally, they take a back, like you're like, get on with this. Back to what I was saying, I'm someone that once I get into a store, or when I decide on when I put my mind to something, it's so easy for me to decide. But for others, I'm not saying that 100% that those who take time to critically analyze and do this, that they are all have carrying life baggages. But there are the chronic ones, like, you know what I mean? So that should be looked into. Okay. And then there could also be avoidance behaviors. You see them, they use avoidance tactics. There are procrastinations, detachment, sometimes addiction. Like, you just notice they hibernate. Just know that this person is carrying on a lot of baggage, a lot of life's baggage. Like, the dead weight is really, really besetting them, is so overwhelming on them. They really need to seek help ASAP. And then these behaviors, remember, could be ways of coping with discomfort or emotional pain, and then preventing them from confronting or processing their issues. Okay. And then on the spiritual aspect of it, which is very important, because I tell you, it all starts from the inside. Your emotions, your psychological well-being, your spiritual well-being. Sometimes the effects of life baggage could have some spiritual effects as well. Loss of faith or spiritual connection. You notice them, like, they feel so disconnected. You wonder why. Maybe they don't want to come to church anymore. They don't want to have anything. Like, you could notice a let me not say dichotomy. You could notice a strain in their relationship with God, like, or their divine purpose. Like, you could notice that there has been some derailing. They are feeling adrift in life with no sense of fulfillment. You know, there is this anger and resentment towards the divine. Some of them who have gone through heartbreak, who had gone through traumas or grief, there's this inner anger that feels that grief or that fear or pain or guilt, whatever there is, which gives them a justification. You know what I mean? You need anger to stay justified for whatever reason. So it becomes their inner drive. There is, like, that feeling of, what's the point if I'm trusting in you or to do this? Why would you let this happen? And over time, you notice they this, there is a blockade. They can't really connect. You know what I mean? And this unresolved anger could block their growth, spiritual growth and healing over time. And then there is also the spiritual isolation or loneliness. They just want to be. Carrying a spiritual baggage often creates a sense of separation from others. They just want to be. I'm not saying that maybe some people that are on sabbatical leave, or maybe they just want to take some time for themselves, you now say, oh, this person is really carrying life's baggage and stuff. No, that is different. Okay. As a matter of fact, you can't even tell from a face value who is being overwhelmed with life's baggage or not, right? And then most people begin to have that question in their mind, this existential crisis. Why am I here? Do I even matter? Will I be missed? Like, because there's lack of purpose, because there's isolation, because there is that anger, they begin to question everything. What's the point of life? What am I even doing here? If I'm gone, will I be missed? Like, those kind of things. You're like, what's it? Why are you thinking this way? Why are you saying these things? This is coming from the underlying factor is that this individual is being overwhelmed by life's baggages. We've finished the psychological part. We're talking about the spiritual part. And then there is this guilt and unforgiveness. Like, you don't want to let go. Like I said before, you need that anger to feel whatever feeling you're having. You need it So you hold on to it tenaciously. You don't want to let go. You don't want to forgive. And unfortunately, it's in letting go that your healing comes. You just hold it still and you're enclosed and overwhelmed. So at some point, you will have to let go and forgive to avoid you not being so spiritually what? Enclosed, like uptight. And then we're going to talk about the remedies. Psychological remedies. Obviously, this is what we are called to do. This is what I do. And this is how I contribute my quota to humanity. Because some of these things, in fact, most of them, if not all of them, I've gone through them. I'm going through them. And I have healed. In some, I'm still in my healing journey, and I want to drag as many as I can to this healing journey or process. Okay? You deserve to live the best version of your life. Whatever has happened, whatever you've experienced, it doesn't define you. I keep saying it. Do not lose yourself in the process or on the altar of life's vicissitudes, because you are a solution waiting to happen. Like, I can't wait to start putting these things in our mugs, not just this one. Like, I can't wait to start putting it in our hoodies. These things, these self affirmations, it helps. Don't lose yourself on the altar of life's vicissitudes, because you are a solution waiting to happen. Even though you might not know it, even though it might not look like it, do not lose yourself. You shouldn't get defined by whatever it is. The beauty of enjoying life is in letting go. Hurt by all means, cry by all means, hate yourself by all means, beat up yourself by all means. But hey, what is your take home? What are you learning? Are you gonna let that cycle continue? Or you're gonna stop that vicious cycle? Are you gonna extend yourself some grace and try to heal? Or you're gonna just, like, que sera, wooby, you keep on going on with the cycle of hurt people, broken people, break people. Imagine being in a relationship with people that have lots of baggage. Just imagine what life is gonna be for the other party. Say for your spouse, say for your children, say for your family, say for your colleagues. Can you imagine? So can you see that it's not just for you? You need to do better for people that are close to you, because they don't deserve the watered down version of you. You know what I mean? Like, I'm so passionate about this. Like, I feel like shouting it off the rooftops. Okay? They deserve your best version. You need to heal for them. You need to decide, because you cannot totally heal if you don't decide. You need to say enough is enough. They deserve better. Don't let innocent people fix what they didn't break in the first place. Don't wait till all your relationships are ruined and then you are in a desolate, hard place. You're down and everything before you realize. Okay? Now we'll just look at a few remedies. Of course, therapy and counseling. And when choosing, choose well, choose right. Like, I love people who use methodologies, the CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy, the dialectical behavioral therapy, eye movement, desensitization and reprocessing, and trauma-informed therapy. Sweet, but don't forget to put the life experience therapy. There's nothing that as sweet as someone who has been there, or some of it, done that. Is totally relatable talking to them, and then combining it with all these other approaches or therapy types or strategies that I mentioned. And hey, you're blessed. I'm here, always willing to listen. If you need a one-on-one, please join the community, book a session, and let's talk about this. Okay? This is my calling. This is my life's purpose. So it's not going to be a bother. This is not just like I have other jobs I do. This is like a passion. This is not just, okay, for the money or for the grind. No. If blessings come from it, praise God. But this is my passion. This is why I live. If you check some of my bio and the things I wrote, I said, I'm a testament of what it feels like God using your misery to turn it to a ministry. So I don't want to talk much on that, but hey, seek help. You need help. You need someone to hold your hands and help you. Okay? And then on your own, you could practice mindfulness, meditations, which also aids in cultivating a sense of peace and acceptance, reducing stress and anxiety. And then emotional release techniques or somatic experiences help individuals to tap into their physical and emotional body to relapse trapped trauma. Oh my, I see that. And honestly, it feels so painful. I've seen a bit of it. You hear people shouting, ah! They kind of like, there are some points like when they twist it in your joints and it shouts, and as you're shouting, you're releasing out those. Yeah, if that works for you, by all means, do it, right? And then journaling and expressive writing, go ahead, that helps, okay? I came across a journal recently and reading it without even knowing who the author was. I really felt the need to engage and have a one-on-one with the author. And like, you could tell the built up emotional baggage in this person. It was like a memoir, right? An autobiography, something like that, I guess. Like, you could tell it was a lot, right? So if helping helps you, if writing helps you, do it. Because truly, journaling, provides a safe space to grieve, frustration, confusion. Writing letters to oneself and others, or to past versions of oneself, can help release old baggage. I remember when I lost a dear one, my father, and occasionally when I take walks, I would record spoken words. It helps me heal a lot. You know, one of these days I would do a compilation of all my spoken word arts, and hopefully you get to enjoy it, right? I have a lot, one on forgiveness, one on scars, one on um um ashes to glory. One, I've got a lot of them, I tell you. I've got at least 10. I can't really remember. I have lots of them journaled. So it helped. Grief, I have one too on grief, which I did not almost recently, but almost a year ago. So it really helps when you express yourself that way. It helps. And then forgiveness and letting go, I can't overemphasize on this. You need to. And then building healthy boundaries, please. You're not a dumping ground. Okay, refuse to be a garbage site. Try to set healthy boundaries. Know when to cross this and not know what. Just have a limit to what you can take and what you cannot. That boosts your self-worth. Don't just take in, keep taking in, and once you can't take it anymore, you puke. That's what happens. You puke. So why taking in a lot when you know that you can't take it? At some point, put that stop sign and like, hold up, wait, I can't take it anymore. Stop. Okay? And then build emotional support systems. Like you can have supportive networks, you can join some healthy groups, people of like minds who are in your healing journey. It matters a lot. It matters a lot. Have a good support system, maybe in church, maybe in work, maybe join some good peer groups, good ones who are, quite relatable, who would relate to your journey and what you're trying to achieve, and people who's gonna also hold you accountable when you make those conscious efforts to heal. And then in terms of spiritual remedies, prayer, prayer. Like, we don't want to downplay that, because the truth is, no matter how you see it, the mender, the only one who knows how to mend the heart, is the Creator. He is the master porter. He knows how to mend you. He knows how to gather the fragments, the pieces, the broken pieces of your life, mold it and turn it into something more beautiful than you could ever imagine. So you cannot downplay prayer, meditations, worship sessions, fasting if you need to. And again, I need to buttress this: know God for yourself. Nobody can relate with you more than you who is wearing the shoe. The way you would go and cry to your maker is not the same as when another person will go and cry for you. I'm not saying you shouldn't have spiritual mentors, or please do that if that works for you, by all means, but you should know that God is for everybody. And also, God doesn't have any favorites. We are all joint heirs. We are all God's favorites. Just try to live right. We now all have that access to call him Abba, Father. If we can dedicate time to hone, nurture, and harness our spirituality, then we would have the same results that every other high and mighties you feel you could go to, or you depend on them. No, Christ has died. The curtain of the temple have broken so that we all have equal access. Yes, have mentors, have guides, but hey, learn to know God for yourself. Learn to connect to God by yourself, for yourself. Okay? And then healing energies. Be mindful the circle you have, the places you go to. Some places deplete your spirituality. Some relationships, some people have lots of negative energies coming, and try to protect your energy by all means. And also always try to vibrate in positive energies. Rid yourselves of every toxicity. Okay? And then spiritual counseling, mentorship, please do that. And most importantly, acceptance and gratitude. The fact that you're even here, the fact that you've been through that, seen that, and you're still standing, is enough for you to extend grace to yourself, is enough for you to be grateful, is enough for you to appreciate how far you've come. Okay? So you see that gratitude, if you're gonna heal and let go and be free from life's baggages, gratitude should be your mantra. Acceptance: hey, what it's happened has happened. What's there for me to learn? How do I forge ahead? Don't get stuck and stay at a place and like, oh, mine is gone, it's finished. No. Embrace acceptance and recognizing that life's struggles are opportunities to grow. Okay? You might even have a ministry in that misery you have gone through, or you are going through. That might all even be your calling. I posted something earlier that our callings don't come without what? It does not come without its price. If you're called to help people heal, you are gonna have your fair share of what? Heartbreaks, fair share of brokenness. If you're called to nurture and anchor, you're gonna have your fair share of knowing what it feels to be alone. So next time when those things come, accept them. Have a positive mindset towards it. Don't let them beat you down, because you cannot, like I keep saying, you can give what you don't have. If, say, I'm on one-on-one session with you and I give you some of my life experiences and real life scenarios that I've encountered, that I've seen, it's so easy for you to relate. It's so easy for you to open up the more. It's so easy for you to like, totally relatable. So how are you gonna know these things if you don't feel it? So next time those life's baggages come, just go through it, cry if you can, do everything, but then remember, there might lie your calling and purpose in life. Okay? And then most importantly, connect with nature. Mother Nature is so healing. It's so therapeutic, I tell you. It's so, like, I don't know how to explain it. Sometimes, just removing your shoes and touching your leg on the background, it does a lot of, I don't know, for another person. I so love nature. I tell you, it does something to you that you could feel it. Sometimes when I'm overwhelmed, or when, not just when my shoes are a bit tight, I try to connect to the earth. Say, pick a pebble, touch a sand or gravel, or, smell the flowers. Like, it rejuvenates me. It helps me. So connect with nature. It's a very good, powerful remedy. It has this peace it affords. Most people, when they are going for vacation, you see them go to a suburb. You see them, they just want to go to some kind of places, and you're like, wow, how? You should go to the, place. They're like, no, I just want to retreat, and once they come back, you could feel them so rejuvenated. And so many other, there are lots and lots of it. Okay, like I said before, almost, if not all of us, have one life baggage or another. But are we gonna let it deter us? Are we gonna let it determine our lives outlook and expectations? Are we gonna be bad by it? Are we gonna be scarred? Are we gonna be mad? Are we gonna like give up? No. What we do matters. Life would always happen. Begin to approach those unfavorable events with a positive eye. What is there for me to learn? Why is this happening? Okay, I accept it. I open my eyes. What is there for me? Once you start having that mentality, you will begin to notice how you trivialize those things. I'm not saying they are not painful. Cry by all means. Sulk, do everything, but hey, don't stay there for so long. You need to heal. You need to find the real purpose behind that happening. Okay? So I hope in one way or another, this video has really helped us to identify life's baggage, know what life's baggage is all about, and also look for remedies so that I can live a good, healthy mental lifestyle. These things, if not well sorted, it affects a lot. It starts from the mind and then it radiates from the outside. And you notice a lot of sadness in the world today. People are begrudged, and the weight of the whole whatever is crashing in on them, and they keep dragging it like dead weights. People are working, nobody is happy, especially in the developing countries. I don't know, am I the only one that noticed it's quite easy to be happy with little than with a lot? How is that? Meanwhile, all we do in life is to chase to have a lot, and then once we finally get there, happiness becomes evasive. Okay, so please, if you know or you are going through life's baggages, or you know someone, please, first of all, be kind. Try to, it's not always easy, I tell you, but please don't lose yourself yet. Help them, seek help, okay? Help them, encourage them. If you're also coming across this video, you can refer them to book a session, or you can even share this video to them. Let them listen, okay? There is power in knowledge. And remember, I said you can't expect to have a new reality with an old mentality. Who buys new wine and pours it in old wineskin? Obviously, it's gonna burst. But knowledge, with knowledge comes power, and you want to do what? Do all you can to be that person who will live out their full potential and have a positive life outlook. Don't let life's vicissitude suck out your very essence. Okay? Thank you and have a good one. Hey, subscribe, share, comment, and be part of the All Things Quintessential clan or community. Thank you. Ciao.